In this video, I want to really talk about why you're struggling as a trader. And a lot of you guys aren't going to like this because it's the reality and it's the truth. And so many traders, right? Honestly, it frustrates me because I look around social media, I read Twitter, I read, the message boards, I read the Facebook communities, I read other YouTubers, comment section just to kind of see what people are talking about and things. A lot of people firmly believe it's the strategy that you're using that's making you money or making you a better trader. A lot of the people get so upset about the news. They get so upset about the chop, and they get so upset about, why is this happening, right? Boo-hoo me. Everyone is living in an entitled world as of late, right? And I can also be the first to admit, yes, do we live in a day and age where, things are easily obtainable, where, things are done for us a lot, more than they were 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And if you're a little bit older, you know what I'm talking about. The newer generation of people, right? And this is what gets people frustrated, is very sensitive, is very soft, is not disciplined, right? Because of the fact of there's a sense of entitlement that comes along with a lot of things. Well, I show up every day to the markets. I'm watching the charts. How come, I'm not making money? Well, I see this YouTuber, I see this person on social media make a bunch of money. How come not me, right? Well, this person told me if I use this strategy, I'm going to make $1 million. How come not me, right? Instead of doing that, you need to focus more on the process and the blueprint and the actual person behind the screen, or in front of the screen, I should say, that is actually executing on the strategy that you're using. Remember, a strategy is just an edge. It's a mathematical system that can be used to your benefit. But if you're not operating the edge in the strategy correctly, and you're not able to stay disciplined, or you're not taking trades because you think something else is going to happen, so you're just going to let that trade go because, you know what, I don't really trust the market. I'm waiting for another pullback before I get in to the long side. Right? Yeah, I seen that there was a potential long play, but I didn't want to take it because I wanted to see something back test once more. Guys, follow the system and follow the strategy. And a lot of you guys suffer from an extreme greed factor, okay? An extreme greed factor. And what I mean by that is you're fixated on making 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. You're focused on trying to pass this, $25, $35 prop firm evaluation in one day, right? You're focused on trying to pass it in 2 days instead of realizing that shit takes time, okay? And excuse my language, but in order to get my point across, sometimes you have to be a little bit more direct, okay? Because for a lot of people out there, a lot of you, and that includes you listening to this video, if you took 1 or 2 winning trades, it should be enough for you to stop trading on the day if those trades were winners and come back tomorrow. But no, you sit there in front of the screen, you think that, you think that you can make more money by sitting here longer. Well, the market's still, just opened, 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, if I catch one more trade, the market seems to be moving in my favor. Next thing you know, you lose one trade, you throw on too much size, you forgot to put a stop loss, you accidentally clicked sell market when you were trying to buy market, and then goes your profits. Let me break something down. We're looking at the 5-minute chart. We're looking at a VWAP, which is located with the green line. We're looking at the 20 SMA located with the white line. The 2 black lines are just the upper and lower VWAP bands. Okay, standard settings. I'm not doing nothing crazy. We're looking at a 5-minute, 5-day chart. We are looking at the VWAP standard settings. We're looking at a 20 simple moving average. That's it. Now, if you just simply trust the process, okay, typically speaking, if we're trading above VWAP, we want to be a little bit more what? A little bit more long-sided bias. Typically, again, not all the time, but typically, maybe 80% of the time, if we're trading below VWAP, we want to be a little bit more short-sided bias, correct? I think we can all agree on that, okay? Nothing's ever 100%, but let's call it 80%. 80% over the VWAP, maybe we're looking for more long setups. And then when we're below VWAP, maybe 80% of the time, we're looking for those short setups. So if that's the case, when market opens here, we immediately close below 20 SMA, but we're still over VWAP. So what should 80% of the time we be doing? we should be looking for the long setup. Now it's 6:35 Pacific Standard Time. We close over the 20 SMA, and in fact, 10 minutes later, confirm. Okay. A lot of you guys in the comment section have been getting confused, have been wondering, what is the confirmation? When are we getting into these trades? Guys, I've got 2,000 videos on YouTube. Do yourself a favor, go through a lot of them. Okay, go through a lot of them. Confirmation, for me, again, it's just a term, it's just a word, right? The way I am identifying confirmation is when we have a candle close over the 20 SMA. That's telling me, hey, light bulbs going off. Maybe potentially we are starting a trend, and that trend is going to be long. So this is my reason why candle. Okay, that's what I call it. It's the reason why I'm looking to take the trade. So if someone was to ask me, why did you get into that trade? Well, I had a reason why, because we traded and closed over the 20 SMA, which could be indicating to me that we're developing a short-term trend. Now, what do you mean by short-term trend? Well, we're looking at a 5-minute time frame. Okay, this is not the monthly chart, it's not the weekly chart, so it would be considered a short-term, short time frame start of a trend, right? Now, does that mean that the trend can't reverse? Of course not. We're looking at a 5-minute time frame. This trend can reverse in 20 minutes, it could reverse in 2 hours, it could flip sides, in 30 minutes. But for the time being, on these 5-minute candles, we potentially have a short-term trade. Now, what's next? What becomes the next thing we're looking for? Well, we need to take profit, right? We need to, have some sort of stop loss. We need to have a reason for entry. So if the close over the 20 SMA becomes my reason why, my confirmation is a following candle that takes out, okay, the reason why high wick or top of the candle. Okay, if there's no wick, use the top of the candle. Well, do I wait for the confirmation candle to close? No, your confirmation is the close over the 20 SMA. That's your reason why. Okay, that's your reason. That's the whole reason why we want to take the trade. We close over the 20 SMA. That's your confirmation. That becomes your reason why. Now we're entering price when we confirm the reason why is high. Okay, so we don't need to see one candle close over the 20 SMA, then a whole nother candle take out the high, then close, and then get in. Because I have a feeling some of you guys are watching this 20 SMA close. You're waiting for the confirmation candle to close, and then you're waiting for another candle to get in. And once that candle wicks you in, it immediately stops you out. No, it's a two-step process. 3 if you include your take profit. Step 1 is a close over the 20 SMA. Step 2 is entry when the active candle takes out the high. So in real time, as this is going up or as this opens and it takes out the reason why high, that's your entry. The third step to the process is your take profit. Now you can have whatever kind of take profit you so choose. You can use half of the reason why range. In this particular scenario, it's 70 points. So let's take half, maybe 35 points. You could use the 5-minute ATR. So if the ATR is 25 points, 15 points, 30 points, you can use that. You can use 1-to-1 if you want to risk, maybe play 1 micro, look for 71 points to the upside, but you're willing to risk 71 points. You could also do that. You could also tell yourself you're going to put a hard 10-point stop loss for a 10-point take profit. That might get stopped out a lot, but that's also another way you can do it. You can do something more of a scalp. What I do, I have a 5-point take profit, okay, with a $250 to $300 max pain loss. My risk to reward ratio is negative, okay? So generally speaking, I'm risking 2 or even 3 to make 1. But It's going to operate at a little bit higher of a win rate percentage as long as the trader executes what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. And with a higher win rate percentage strategy, you might go on a consecutive win streak of 6 trades, 10 trades, 20 trades even. Okay. So losing one trade is not really going to make or break you. And so many of you, because a lot of people are sensitive nowadays, get so upset that they lose a single trade or they lose 2 trades, like it's the end of the world. If that's going to bother you, this is the wrong business for you, my friend, because this whole business is built around losing and becoming a better loser and managing your risk and managing your assets and managing your emotions and staying disciplined and staying patient. If you lack any of those core fundamentals, you might as well do something else. Because if you think that the answer is in the strategy and in reading the price and reading order flow or reading volume shelf profile or reading the DOM or the tape or whatever you want to call it, you're confused. If you're trying to figure out where price can be going because you have some back inside knowledge, you're confused. Nobody knows where the price is going. Okay? Don't let anyone fool you. What you have to focus on is proper emotional control, risk management, and executing your strategy at a very high level. And being and remaining consistent when you're executing that strategy. And that's the problem and why so many people fail and why this business is so hard. And again, I'm as far from perfect as possible. Do I screw things up? 1000%. Do I have bad days? 1,000,000%. Have I gone off the rails and ignored my rules? Absolutely. It's going to happen. But how fast do you put that cart back on the train track and get rolling again? Are you giving yourself enough data? Meaning, are you taking enough trades using the same system, the same stop loss, the same take profit to even see if you're going to be profitable? To even get to a point where you can analyze the data and see where you can kind of tinker, right? Where you can kind of skew and adjust some of the take profits in this. Everyone out there on social media wants a cookie cutter system where they want someone to tell them, hey, if you just take, 15 points and risk 10 points, you're going to make tremendous amounts of money because this strategy is going to hit at 70% for the rest of your life. That's not the case. Market cycles change. Earnings seasons come and go. Summer trading is here. Next thing you know, it's gone. Election years are here. News headlines are here. War is here. Social media creates a frenzy. Block everything out. Focus on a strategy. Focus on a system that you can follow. Now, again, just to get back to the point, this trade here, using a 5-point take profit system is what I use, would have hit for a 5-point winner here. Trading one micro contract, that's $100. The next trade here hits for a 5-point take profit here. Now, again, whoa, hey, wait a minute. Didn't you say if we're trading over VWAP, maybe we ignore the short setup? Great. Congratulations. You remember and comprehend things that are coming out. Sure. So maybe we can choose to ignore this short setup. That's completely fine. Here's your next setup here, long. High price, 19,948. Next candle confirms and shoots up to a price of 19,971. Do we get 5 points here? I think we do. Do we get 10 points here? I think we do. So even if you're operating at a 5-point take profit, a 10-point take profit, you would have made at least 5 points on this trade. At least 5 points on this trade. Now we're up close to $200 trading one mini contract. For a lot of you guys, if you just do that each and every single day, where you can manage to average $200 days, $300 days, $100 days, you can start to be bringing in between $4,500, $5,500, $6,000, even $7,000 a month, trading one simple contract on one simple account. But most traders lack the discipline, lack the patience, to stick with something long enough to see it through. I don't think I really need to go through and go over any more trades, but I'll go over one more. Here's the first time that we closed below VWAP. It was a 100-point candle. We get confirmation. I think we pick up another 5 points here, right? I think we can pick up 5 points here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we could have probably picked up 10 points here, right? I think we probably could have picked up 20 points here. You guys are starting to see my point. 5 points here, five points here. We're ignoring that one. Again, if you're an aggressive scalper, then you take the short, right? It's a valid setup. Just make sure you're taking profits before VWAP. Here's your long. Here's your long. Short position never confirms. Here's your long here. If you're taking every single trade, high price 19,987. Goes up to 19,998. So you would have even taken 5 points here. You would have even taken 10 points here before that market did that nasty 100-point reversal. But if you're a little bit more conservative and you want to stick with the overall trends, you don't want to be scalping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, then realistically, you would have taken 1 long here. You would have taken 2 longs here. You would have taken 3 longs here. That's $100, $200, $300 on the day. Most of you guys should be wrapping it up. This is a 5-minute time frame, guys. This is using a 5-point take profit. Again, just because I use a 5-point take profit does not mean that you have to use a 5-point take profit. You can take an 8-point take profit. You can take a 10-point take profit. I can only speak on things that I test out and things that I'm currently doing. What's your stop loss if you're taking 5 points? Guys, I have a dollar amount that I'm generally risking, and it's between $250 and $300 per trade, trading one micro or one mini contract. Okay. So if I'm looking to make around $100, the most I'm willing to lose on that one particular trade is $250 to $300. Again, the risk to reward ratio is a little skewed, but you can see here, you can go on 1 winning trade, 2 winning trades, 3 winning trades, 4 winning trades, 5 winning trades, 6 winning trades. None of these trades lost at all, guys, on the 5-minute time frame. So let me paint you a different scenario, because there's always that devil's advocate in the room. Well, what happens if you won the first one, you won the second one, you won the third one, but then you lost? Okay, so I gave back 3 profits. Fine, I'm back to break even. The next setup that confirms was here, and I'm back in the green. The next setup that confirms was the short, I'm back in the green. The next setup that confirms was a long, I'm back in the green. Makes sense? Hope this video struck you well. Hope this video did not irritate you. Hope this video did not really do a lot of emotional damage to you. But I hope in all it made you really think. And hopefully you can make some adjustments in your trading. See you guys all on the inside.